हेलो, गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीवन। आज से हम आर्म 7 का आर्किटेक्चर देखने जा रहे हैं। सो द टुडे लेक्चर इज बेस्ड ओवर द स्टडी ऑफ आर्म 7 आर्किटेक्चर्स। ओके, सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई एम गिविंग यू basic history about this ARM 7, and then we will turn toward the ARM 7 architecture. Okay, now see, in front of you here you can able to see uh, ARM architecture's versions history. Okay, total three columns I given you. Okay, first is core, second one is versions, and third one is features. Okay, so along with the core मैं आपको यहाँ पर वर्जन भी बता रहा हूँ और फीचर्स क्या रहेगा उसमें, ये सारी बातें मैं उसमें यहाँ पर बता रहा हूँ. ओके, नाउ first one is ARM 1. Okay, ARM 1 version is V1, and it has important feature is 26-bit address. Okay, second one core is ARM 2. along with that, ओके अभी कैसा है कि आर्म 1 सबसे पहले कोर मार्केट में आया, डिजाइनर ने लॉन्च किया. बट उसके बाद धीरे धीरे आपको यहाँ पर फिर बाद में आर्म 2 आया. आर्म 2 में कुछ एडवांस वर्जन निकला, तो आर्म 2 का एडवांस वर्जन आया एएस. फिर बाद में आर्म 3 मार्केट में है. तो इस तरह मैं यहाँ पर उसको एक एक करके बता रहा हूँ. ओके, तो सी आर्म 2 एएस और आर्म 3 ये वर्जन 2 में आते हैं. ओके, एंड इट हैज features like 32-bit multiply operation and co-processor communication is possible with the help of these ARM architectures, right? Then third version will become in the market. It will be based over the ARM 6, ARM 60, ARM 610, ARM 7, ARM 710, ARM 7D, and ARM 7DI. Okay, these are different cores are come in the market. Okay, they are considered under the version 3. Okay, so these versions will have features like 32-bit address, separate PC, and a PSR. Similarly, here uh, undefined instructions and abort modes. Okay, similarly fully static operations is possible, and little and big Indian concept was adopted in this. Okay, so these were the features of this version 3. Okay, then version 4 what's come in the market, that is a strong arm. Okay, then SA 110, SA 1100, and ARM 8 and ARM 810 come in the market as a version 4. इट हैज स्पेशलिटी. अभी ऐसा है कि कैसा है कि जो अर्लियर जो फीचर्स थे वो तो है उसमें. ऐसा नहीं कि भाई वो अर्लियर फीचर्स निकल गए. ये जो फीचर्स आपको यहाँ एक एक करके आ रहे हैं इस टेबल में, तो वह कैसा है कि एक एक वहाँ उसमें एड ऑन होते गए. ओके, सो दैट्स वाई वर्जन 4 में आपको यहाँ पर हाफ वर्ड एंड साइन हाफ वर्ड और बाइट सपोर्ट आपको इसमें मिलेगा. देन मल्टीप्लायर जो आपने ऊपर देखा कि भाई वर्जन 2 में देखिए 32-बिट मल्टीप्लाई ऑपरेशन था, लेकिन अभी इसको एनहेंस हो गया, तो इसको बोल रहे हैं यहाँ पर एनहेंस मल्टीप्लायर, राइट? तो जो चेंजेस है वो चेंजेस यहाँ पर आपको शो आउट कर रहे हैं फीचर्स में. देन सिस्टम मोड यहाँ पर इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ. तो देखिए यहाँ पर अलग अलग आपको मोड दिखाई दे रहे हैं. यानी एक्चुअली जो कोर है, कोर यहाँ पर पहले अनडिफाइंड इंस्ट्रक्शन मोड में ऑपरेट हुआ, बाद में एबॉर्ट मोड में ऑपरेट हुआ, बाद में अभी थर्ड मोड यहाँ पर इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ सिस्टम मोड. तो यहाँ एक एक करके मोड भी आपको इंट्रोड्यूस हो रहे हैं. ओके, एज पर देयर वर्जन्स. ओके, देन वर्जन 40 आया मार्केट में. तो वर्जन 40 में आपको आर्म 7 TDMI था, आर्म 710T था, आर्म 720T था, आर्म 740T, आर्म 9 TDMI, आर्म 920T और आर्म 940T। ये वर्जन्स मार्केट में आए, तो ये अंडर 4T के अंडर आए। ओके, और इसमें खासियत क्या क्या था, तो इसमें आपको यहाँ पर थंब इंस्ट्रक्शन सेट था। एक्चुअली इट वाज 32 बिट, बट ये 16 बिट के ऊपर भी वर्क कर रहा था। तो इस वजह से यहाँ पर 32 बिट और 16 बिट ऑपरेटिंग पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू यहाँ पर आपको ये फैसिलिटी अवेलेबल हुआ। ओके, तो इसके साथ साथ उसके शॉर्टकट भी आपको यहाँ पर नीचे दे के रखे हैं। टी बोले तो थंब, डी बोले तो ऑन चिप डिबग, एम बोले तो एनहांस मल्टीप्लायर और आई बोले तो एम्बेडेड आईसी लॉजिक। यहाँ इस तरह यह शॉर्टकट भी यहाँ इसके साथ साथ आपको यहाँ बताए। ओके, सिमिलरली V5T के अंडर आपको आर्म 1020T आया है। इसमें आपको फीचर्स मिले हैं इम्प्रूव्ड आर्म, थंब इंटरवर्किंग और CLZ इंस्ट्रक्शंस फॉर इम्प्रूव्ड डिवीजन। ओके, तो ये फीचर्स वहाँ मिले आपको। देन V5TE के अंडर आपको आर्म 9ES, आर्म 10 TDMI, आर्म 1020E, ये आपको वहाँ पर कोर मिल रहे हैं। इसमें आपको एक्सटेंडेड मल्टीप्लिकेशन एंड सैचुरेटेड मैथ्स फॉर DSP लाइक फंक्शनैलिटी, इस तरह का फीचर्स आपको यहाँ इस इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ। देन लेटर ऑन V5TEJ इस तरह का वर्जन इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ। इसमें आपको आर्म 7EJS या आर्म 926EJS या आर्म 1026EJS इस तरह का फीचर्स, इस तरह के कोर इंट्रोड्यूस हुए मार्केट में। ये जैजल टेक्नोलॉजी या जावा एक्सेलरेशन टेक्नोलॉजी के ऊपर बेस्ड थे। देन वर्जन 6 आया मार्केट में, वह कोर लेकर आया आर्म 11, आर्म 1136JS, इस तरह के कोर आए। इस कोर में फैसिलिटी थी लो पावर नीडेड। ओके, SIMD सिंगल इंस्ट्रक्शन मल्टीपल डेटा मीडिया प्रोसेसिंग एक्सटेंशन, इस तरह के फीचर्स यहाँ अवेलेबल हुए हैं। तो ये फीचर्स के साथ ये आर्किटेक्चर आपको आर्म्स के कोर के साथ इंट्रोड्यूस हुए मार्केट्स में। नाउ आई एम कमिंग ओवर माय मेन पॉइंट, दैट आर्किटेक्चर ऑफ आर्म 7। तो आर्म 7 का आर्किटेक्चर आप इस स्लाइड में देख पाओगे। ओके, अभी फिलहाल मैं यहाँ पर जनरल आपसे डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ। लेटर ऑन आई विल गिव यू डिस्कशन विद द पाइपलाइन स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ आर्म 7। ओके, तो पहले सभी चीजें आपको एक्सप्लेन कर देता हूँ, देन लेटर ऑन वी विल टर्न टुवर्ड द नेक्स्ट वन पॉइंट। ओके, now here in front of you you can see ARM 7 architecture. Okay, now in this architecture you can see there are address register block, address incrementer block, register bank block, multiplier block is there, barrel shifter, 32-bit ALU, write data register, instruction pipeline and read data register, and term instruction decoder. Then instruction decoder and control logic block is there, then scan control block is there. Okay, many blocks are there in the ARM 7. Okay, this is a simple core of ARM 7. So this is over this okay, this is a simple CPU core. Okay, so CPU core of the ARM 7. So in this CPU you can find these sections are present. Now we will discuss each section one by one. Okay, now here first of all we will discussing the address register and data register. Okay, write data register, right? These two points we will discuss first. Now question is here, what is the address register? Okay, the address register is used for holding the address. The length of this address register is 32 bit. Okay, now here the main functionality of this address register is to hold the address, and this address is linked with the program counter. Okay, generally this address register is placing address over the address lines, and that address is linked with the memory, that will be internal memory. Okay, so near about 2 raised to 32 means 4 GB memory will be available for communications. So over this memory, you can find the different sections are available, like data memory, program memory, stack memory. Okay, as well as you can find a simple manufacturer's memory. Okay, so these near about 3 to 4 sections will be there in that 4 GB memory space. Okay, but main motive of this address register is it is link with the program counter. Okay, so that's why whenever okay, it is linked with the program counter, as well as its purpose is to fetch the data, fetch the instruction, as well as to access the data. Okay, so here whenever uh, you are going to execute any program, then program counter help you to fetch the instructions from the memory, and the address register will hold the address of that. Okay, so that's why the program counter will use for that fetching work. Okay, now here this address register will be directed with the help of a bus. Okay, that is the incrementer bus. Okay, that incrementer bus will help this address register to modify his address. Okay, so here along with that there is a address incrementer unit is also present. That address incrementer unit is used for incrementing the address depending upon the control signal available from the control unit. Okay, similarly this address register will be accepting address from the ALU bus. Okay, so that's why whatever the results coming from the arithmetic and logic unit, okay, over that whatever the link address is there. Okay, link यानी कैसा है कि जो ब्रांच एड्रेस रहेगा या जहां पर आपको पर्टिकुलरली मेमोरी जहाँ जिस लोकेशन पे हमें पर्टिकुलरली जो रिजल्ट स्टोर करना है, या जहाँ से अपने को यहाँ डाटा रीड करना है. ओके, सो दैट्स व्हाई this particular address register will accept the address from that arithmetic logic unit also. Okay, so that's why this address register is linked with the PC bus also, means the register bank. Okay, so that's why the register bank data, any one of the register data from the register bank will be copied into that register. Okay, means most of the time in the register bank registers are used for holding the addresses. So that's why whatever the address which will be available in that register, okay, that address is copied into the address register, and it is used for addressing point of view. Okay, so here address latch enable signal is also coming over this address register, that is used to do the switching between the lower order and higher order address. Actually address get divided between 24 bit, 16 bit and 8 bit also. So that's why most of the cases it may need 16-bit address or 24-bit address or 8-bit address also. So for doing that operations here, the address latch enable is also there. Okay, it will help you to address the address or data in switching point of view. Okay, similarly here next one section is here a register bank. This register bank carries near about 37 register. Okay, so these 37 registers are like 6 registers from a status register, and near about 31 register are from a register which are listed in the register bank. Okay, like R0 to R15 register are present. Okay, so that's why near about 31 register are present in this register bank. Okay, R0 to R15 are the total 16 register, but along with that there are many other registers also. Okay, I will give you a idea about all these register in the register sections of the ARM7. Okay, so first of all, here remember the length of each register is 32 bit. So each register will be working in 8 bit, 16 bit, 24 bit, or directly 32 bit also. These register are used for holding the data or holding the addresses also. They are used for doing the arithmetic and logical operations. So that's why the data from this register bank is given to directly arithmetic logic unit, or the it is shared with the bus also. So this is about the register bank. Then next one section is there. It is a 32 bit 32 by 8 multiplier unit. The purpose of this 32 by 8 multiplier unit is to do the multiplication. It is a hardware unit. This hardware unit is dedicated. It is used to do the multiplications. Okay, so that's why here it has two input and two output. Okay, so first input is coming from the either the register bank, and second one is also coming from the register bank. Okay, so over that this particularly multiplier unit will work for doing the multiplications. Okay, similarly here the barrel shifter unit is present. The barrel shifter is a shifter. It is used to rotate the data from left to right, right to left, bottom to up, or up to bottom. Okay, so these four type of operations are carried out with the help of this barrel shifter unit. Then here the output of barrel shifter is given to the 32-bit ALU, and another unit means is coming from a bus. That A bus is coming from a register bank. Whenever both input are present with the ALU, ALU will perform arithmetic and logic unit. The length of ALU is 32 bit. This ALU is also linked with the flag register. Uh, CPSR is a current program status register. This is a 32-bit flag register. It is internally present with the ARM7. So whenever this arithmetic and logic unit will carry uh, arithmetic and logical operation, then the resultant status is reflected in the CPSR register. Similarly, the arithmetic logic unit output is given to the register bank or directly to the address register. The next one unit is write data register. Now here this write data register and another one is a read data register is there. The purpose of this data register is to do the read and write data from memory or ports, or it may be a immediate data. So these data register are used for reading and writing data. The length of this data register is 32 bit. Then here instruction pipeline is present. The instruction pipelining is used for fetching, decoding, and execution. We already heard about the pipeline concept, pipeline organization. In that fetch, decode and execution unit will be there. It is used for execution, decoding and fetching of the instruction. Similarly, the next one is a thumb instruction decoder. The thumb instruction decoder unit is a 16-bit unit. It is used to execute a 16-bit instruction. This is a special feature of this ARM7. Actually, ARM7 will work in 32-bit as well as in 16-bit. So that's why this section, this is a thumb instruction decoder unit. Okay. Then next one section is instruction decoder and logic control. The instruction decoder and logic unit is used for decoding the instruction, and whatever the decoded signal will generate the decoded data. According to that decoded data, the control unit will generate the control signal, and over that the execution operation is carried out. And the last unit which is available here is a scan control unit. It is used for scanning the entire operation. We can say it is a debug. It is used for debugging the instruction, whatever the program which will be executed by the ARM7, that program will be executed in a step-by-step manner. So that's why that particular step-by-step execution is called as debugging operation. Similarly here, any error will be generated while doing this execution or while doing this activity. This scan control unit is responsible. So in this way, you can able to explain the entire architecture of the ARM7. Okay, so this is the entire architecture of the ARM7. Now, we turn toward the next one point. The next point is ARM7 data path overview. Now, as I told you that the architecture of the ARM7, okay, now this architecture of the ARM7 is getting divided into these different categories. Okay, fetch, decode, execute and write back. Okay, so that's why these 5 categories are present here. So here under the fetch, you can see a program counter PC, incrementer and address register block is present. Then under the decoder unit, you can find the instruction decoder is there along with the register. Then under the execution unit, there is a control unit, arithmetic logic unit, barrel shifter and multiplier unit will be present. Write back, under the write data register or read data register is present. Okay, so all these 4 sections which are shown in front of you are clubbing a ARM7 data path. Okay, so whenever there is a question about the data path, so you should able to explain it very nicely. Okay, now next one point is ARM7 TDMI interface signal. Here this is a pin diagram of ARM7. Actually, this pin diagram is not asked in examination, but for your extra knowledge point of view, I am giving you idea about how the pins are get divided into different categories. So in front of you, I have given the interfacing signals. Okay, see here. Uh, it is a ARM7 TDMI core. So here, if you see left hand side of the core, you can find clock control signals are there. Below that there are configuration signals, then interrupt signal, then initialization signals are there. I'm not going to read the pins and explain it. Only I'm just giving the summary which pins are listed here. Okay. Then there is a bus control unit is there. Then debug signals are present. Co-processor interface signal are there. Power signals are there. All these signals are come in left hand side of the core. Similarly, if you see right hand side, there are memory interface signals, MMU interface signals, state signals are there. Then tap information will be there, boundary scan extension is there, and lastly JTAG control signals are available. Okay, so this is about the ARM7 TDMI interface signals. Okay, so I think this will be enough for you today's point of view. So thank you very much for good listening. Now I request you to give your attendance in the comment box. Okay, thank you.